What's up, everyone? I'm Jaren, and today we are talking about Terrifier 2. This indie horror sequel is once again written and directed by Damien Leone as we follow the resurrection of Art the Clown as he returns to the timid town of Miles County, targeting a teenage girl and her younger brother on Halloween night. Now, before we get into this review, I just wanted to give a big shout out and thank you to Consolidated Theaters at the Queen Kaumanu Center. They are one of the very few fortunate limited screenings that they were able to show Terrifier 2 this past weekend for only 2 nights. And my God, thank you for everyone for turning up. This was unprecedented. Not at all were we able to get the first one in theaters. Literally, I saw the first movie on Tubi, and like I just heard a lot of rumors that Art the Clown was going to be the next horror icon. I just didn't think anything of it, but wow, I just admire the fan base that showed up. Thank you, Consolidated Theaters, for making that happen. That was awesome. Writer director Damien Leone has heard the fans that have raved over the original movie as a modern cult favorite, so he took every element that made it great, all the little trinkets that needed worked on, and he turned the juice up to times 10. And from start to finish, this second installment is absolutely fucking insane. David Howard Thornton is back, resurrected as Art the Clown, and he has a lot more to do in this movie, considering the fact that we'll follow him into elongated sequences where a lot of the audience will dabble on the question, is he supernatural? If you thought the kill scenes in the first one were gratuitous, he kicks it up to like 10 notches to the point where he's not even done. Like, he would find more ways, more surfaces on the body to continue cutting, and he would still play with their body parts far after they're dead. I mean, there's a fucked up kill scene amongst the many fucked up kill scenes where it just felt like fucking 10 minutes long. He would completely mangle this girl, and right when I thought the bitch was dead, she was still fucking crawling on whatever limb she had left. And he fucking comes back, and I turn over to my friend Aaron. I'm like, oh my god, he is not fucking done yet. And it just wouldn't stop. I felt completely violated. My skin was crawling, and my stomach was turning far after that. Oh, it's horrible, horrible feeling. And it definitely topped the hacksaw scene in the first one. Art the Clown is surprisingly funnier this time around, and it's basically due to a lot of his facial expressions and a lot of the awkward situations he would have interplay with the bystanders or potential victims. It's a sick required taste to find what art does amusing. Like, there is a particular scene in a Halloween costume store. I won't get into spoilers or details, but the scene tends to get a little long, and it's just him messing around some tomfoolery stuff before things get kind of crazy. Now, two of the biggest complaints about the first movie was that it lacked story and proper character development, and in this sequel, we get a lot of both of those things with our two main characters, Jonathan and Sienna, both brother and sister, where they have a tough time navigating through their youth because of their shared tragic past, and with Halloween being such a weird day, they get put in the path of the killer. Sienna is played by none other than the beautiful Lauren Lavera, who is a modern day old school final girl for the ages. I love the fact that we get to spend a lot of time on screen getting to know her, getting to know her weaknesses, her strengths, and that Angel Warrior costume is definitely going to be truly iconic in horror history. Her performance and the way she faces off Art in the third act was nail biting and crowd pleasingly satisfying. I cannot wait to see what this actress does next in her career. She has definitely become the face of this uprising franchise. Just, oh, so good. So, the actress who played Sienna and Jonathan's mother, Sarah Vaught. Now, I don't know how long her acting career has been going, but her performance and her delivery was just on a whole other level. Like, everything that came out of her mouth went from like 20 to 100 really fast. Like, she was like the ball busting mother. Like, anything, any little thing that went wrong, she was just yelling and screaming at them. It was a metaphorical slap in the face to our main characters. She as well was very, very funny. There is an additional arc that involves a sword, and this could have been kept for another movie. Yet they set this whole thing up, and the way it plays out adds a lot more confusion and more questions than the 138 runtime could ever answer. Now, I don't know what the filmmakers were thinking, but they took a really big risk having to set this part up and not explain it at the slightest, only for them to possibly get greenlit for a third installment. But who am I kidding? This movie is going to make bank. Fans love this. They're going to get funding for a third movie for sure. And therein lies my last issue, was that this movie did not need to be 2 hours and 18 minutes long. They could have cut it, trimmed it to the point where we would have had a smoother flow and a tighter story. Some of those things could have been the dream sequence. Some of it could have been like Art the Clown playing with dead bodies, or even Sienna and Jonathan talking about their father's past. By the time we get to the third act or the third round in the final showdown, I was just so burnt out by all the violence. But nonetheless, I was entertained from start to finish. Not a frame was a bore. This was more like the Raid 2 or even Terminator 2 by comparison of slasher movies. Damien Leone has accomplished his vision at full, uncut, uncompromising, and unforgiving. If this grindhouse of a sequel is what they pulled off during the pandemic, I can only imagine the passion and energy they're going to instill for a third possible movie. More Art the Clown, more Sienna, more sick, twisted goodness, please. Alright, guys, that's all I got to say about that movie. Go ahead and check out Terrifier 2 in your nearest theater if it's still playing. Don't go see it on a full stomach, trust me. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews. I am Jaren Agbanawag, and I'll see you guys at the movies. Take care.